Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the GDQ Hotfix Trans Day of Visibility Celebration Showcase. My name is Quacksilver, and it's time for us to put the guns down and find some comfort in the small joys of tending to a farm. I've been excited to see this run all weekend. A little bird told me that it, like so many things on display in this showcase, is in the process of having new reroutes manifest themselves in new records, and here to show off some of the new talent in Stardew Valley. I am delighted to introduce theValiantSun running seated crafts room glitchless.
Hello, everybody. What's up, gamers? Happy time zone. My name is theValiantSun. You could call me Valiant, you could call me Sun, or you could call me Jess. My pronouns are they, she, they, any. Hello? Who am I today? My pronouns are they, any, which means I prefer they, them, but if you're going to gender me, make it funny. I guess me saying she at the end of there was my first joke of the day. And I'm joined here by the lovely, amazing, and talented Zachary20XX. Zachary, say hello to the people.
Hello, that's me. Hi, people. How's it going? I also run this.
Actually, and very, very politely of, I also run this for Zachary. Zachary actually created this seed for me, and I appreciate them with all of my heart. So yeah, we're gonna just get rolling in. So we're doing a seeded run. We're gonna do Forest Farm. I'm gonna adopt this lovely cat. And we are remixing the community center bundles. This is new and fun, and we're also gonna have 7 cabins, and this is a cool new seed. It's going to be cool. It's going to be fun. I promise you. But the first thing that we have to do, as with every Stardew run, is we're going to sleep for a little bit. So we will start when I press OK in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck. And now I know you said the pair of you have been Zachary rerouting and both of you rerunning this. This is also an SGDQ submission for one or both of you. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're hoping to submit a race. So in AGDQ 23, I did a 1.5 race on why am I repeating AGDQ? It's today. Hi. I did a race against Blackheart Wings, and then Zachary has completely turned this entire route on its head. And we've reduced the world record now by about 2 minutes with it using some 1.6 strats. It's really cool. So we're hoping maybe we can show it off again.
Yeah, I have
Zachary,
been following the submission page the entire time, and just to let the people know, those submissions are still open until March 31st. That's tomorrow, and Summer Games Done Quick 2025 will be live in Minneapolis from July 6th through the 13th. In addition to run submissions, which you can check out on the website submissions.gamesdonequick.com, volunteer applications are also still open.
I love volunteering for Games Done Quick. It's one of my favorite things to do during events.
It's true.
Zachary, you want to tell us some of the highlights of the changes that we have here, specifically like the new fancy bundle that we get to do here?
Yeah, absolutely. Because on 1.5, it was, if I'm correct, it was just standard bundles on that one, right?
Yeah.
For Classroom. 1.5 actually did have the option to remix the bundles, but didn't take advantage of it. There is a new bundle in there for the crafts room that we can do called the Forest Bundle that replaces the Construction Bundle. So Construction Bundle, you get some wood, you get some stone, you get some hardwood, which is actually the problem child in there, because you have to upgrade your axe to get hardwood. So the Forest Bundle is a little easier. You have to get 3 out of 4 possible items. This seed specifically, you have to get 10 moss, 10 maple seeds, and 10 acorns, which are a lot easier than getting a bunch of money, upgrading your axe, and chopping stumps. The seeds you can just hit out of trees, find them in the ground. They're everywhere. Moss in this route, you basically get on accident, honestly. And then the other one of the bundles that's like one that's a pick between 2 is the Wild Medicine Bundle, and we basically buy most of that out of the traveling cart in this route. For fairly cheap. Money's actually kind of solved in this. It's nice and friendly in that way. So that's kind of the major changes. All the seasonal forage that we have to get is all kind of the same. You go out every season, you pick stuff up off the ground. It's great.
Yeah, but when Zachary does say that money is solved for this route, it really is. You basically do not have to worry at all about the money that you are picking up. What is also really nice is I'm ignoring that morel. It doesn't matter anymore. And what I'm doing here is I only need actually this wild horseradish, which is also very, very cool. 1.6 also added that level up message that we saw. So we saw that it popped up saying you have some new ideas, and what's important for me for this route is I want to get level 1 foraging. So I just kind of chop until I see that message pop up. We can unlock the CC at 8 a.m. So I'm now at low energy. I can go in right then. We're gonna go skip talking to Lewis. Supposedly there is something in the community center. It's making noises, and that's weird and scary, but it's all right because we've had a premonition. We've maybe know exactly what this building wants from us. There's maybe one of the rat problems. I wonder what that is.
The rat problem.
Just
those
left
are
over
rats.
from Squirrel with a gun.
Yeah.
True. It really... you're able to throw directly out of your inventory now, which is a really nice change, also for 1.6, and I just super demonstrated right there the absolute not way to throw things nicely and neatly out of your inventory.
Here's a fun fact about that. I don't remember if it was directly in 1.6.0. I think it was one of the later patches. They made it so it takes longer to get back in your inventory still, and it's still sometimes kind of just...
It's still sometimes you just forget to move.
Yeah. Or there's too many things and you can't move fast enough.
Oh my gosh, there was an earthquake during the night.
Uh-oh. Overnight event? Reset?
Overnight event? Time loss? No, so fun fact is that little message for like explosion over the night didn't used to be there. You would just hear the explosion noise. And this was like really, really early game, heard the explosion noise, and people were like worried, being like, oh no, something happened to my farm. And so I think it's really funny. There's a lot of like little tiny like quality of life things that CA's put in the game to like, you know, be like, oh, there was an explosion, so like you should go investigate that maybe.
That one also doesn't help that it sounds a little like the meteor overnight event that is random and does occasionally land on your farm and break stuff.
True. But yeah, so if you've watched a seated crafts room run before, then you would know that we're sleeping till summer 26, except joke's on you. We're going to be doing something a little bit different because 1.6 also added this cool thing called green rain. But before that, also, we're going to have a cute little cutscene that I unfortunately will be skipping, but we do get to see it a little bit. And I'm calling out Zachary, if I may. On the note for Summer 22, which says, start spamming that escape button as soon as you do the sleep menu. Mr. Key is on his way in his cute little biplane. So as soon as we go to sleep here, we're going to spam the escape button and then hold it. And we can hear that train go by, but we don't see it.
He's bringing loot boxes to the valley.
Oh, good.
Parentheses, real.
Parentheses, real.
Yeah, 1.6 added mystery boxes, which are truly just random items. They got a little question mark on them. There's loot boxes you can go open.
Yeah. The seed is not being kind to me today.
No. Oh, was the question, what does green rain do, and why are we out getting attacked by it?
Yes.
Yeah, so a thing that happens, one, you can see there's new weeds popping up everywhere. There's also weird different kinds of trees, and there's a specific one that's hiding from us that we're out to find right now. that has fiddlehead ferns inside of it. We need that for that wild medicine bundle I mentioned earlier. The annoying thing is it's random where it spawns. Ideally, it would have been right there in the bus stop, and instead we have to come grab this guaranteed one that's way down here. That's kind of fun. But usually you'd have to, again, back to upgrading your axe, upgrade your axe, and go in that little area to the top left. Break that log open after you get 2 axe upgrades, and go harvest the fiddlehead ferns from in there, if we were going to try and do that bundle, which, not especially fast.
I don't think it's faster for me to go up through this way, but I'm committing to...
It's too late now, yeah? We're just doing whatever.
Committing to the bit. We're gonna get a lot of moss in this run.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I'll just go up through my previously established path that we made.
So, you said that the placement of the fiddlehead fern tree is random. This is a seeded run. What's up with that?
There's lots of different types of random in Stardew is the real thing. Setting up a backup file for this, just in case something real weird happened and somehow there was none of them, which is I don't think can practically happen. Yeah, it's just a weird overnight update thing. I can't remember if it's how exactly that ends up happening, but some things are just tied to seed or seed and day and like the tile that they happen on. Like forage outside the farm map always is going to be in the same spot unless weird stuff happens where it gets blocked. But forage that's on the farm, including the left side of the forest farm here, where there's just all kinds of stuff that can spawn. That's why we're playing on the forest farm map. That's all still tied to like a truly random overnight update.
Yeah,
you
and
can
so some
kind
of
of
it
manipulate
is
it and stuff, but not really in a run like this.
Yeah, it depends on where things spawn. So like sometimes something can be in a different area than you would expect it to be. And that's kind of like what happens, because like if a forage spawns in a certain spot, then we won't be able to access it anymore. It's a lot better in 1.6 than it was in 1.5, but it's still pretty silly. But again, I cannot shout out enough like how much the seed, like the 1.5 seed was good and fairly consistent. I cannot tell you how much like safer this route is than the ones that 1.5 were. Where's the spiceberry backup?
Somewhere in the forest along the way. I want to say down by the cart, if I'm remembering correctly.
Down by the cart. Where the watermelons grow.
Sweet be there. Oh, maybe I'm remembering that this one is... It's somewhere on the forest tile. I wish I had that saved somewhere.
That's alright. We'll peek
Might
around.
just be on a slight adventure.
I love adventuring.
I love adventuring. Right after us being like, hey, seeded is good. As we said, that left side of the farm is not actually as like good and fun and quirky. Not guaranteed. So we are going to be routing a little bit. I think there's one in the bus stop. No, there's not.
Gosh, maybe that was... Yeah.
The sweet pea
it's way down here.
Oh, there
That's
we go.
it. Yep.
Hey.
Like, I know I double-checked all these days that they've got them somewhere. It's just they're all in the most annoying spot if you don't just get them from the left side, unfortunately.
Oh, I don't need to walk back up to the farm, so I'm going to pass out again. A lot of the time, the fastest way for us to get places is for us to fall asleep. But I bought these 5 hops. These 5 hops are going to help us with the medicine bundle.
Yeah, so we got the fiddlehead fern, we got the hops, and then the last thing we'll need we'll get when we're out and about on fall, which is 5 purple mushrooms. Again, we're just going to buy those from the cart. They're really annoying to try and get big RNG on getting those naturally.
Yeah. But again, Zachary's routed out money, so we don't even have to worry. Those 5 purple mushrooms are going to cost us 3,750 gold if we wanted to buy all of them. But the good news is, again, Zachary has found like exactly a way to make money, so we don't even have to worry about it at all. We're just going to guarantee to have it. Making this a very, very safe route, and comes down to a lot of like pathing and menuing execution, which is the funniest sentence in the world to say. about a farming simulator game.
Yeah, so what is the process like for like seed hunting for a game like this, especially when there are still random elements and you can't control everything with a seed? Like, what are you looking for?
Yeah, so there's actually like a decent C# project kind of put together that's like re-implemented little bits and pieces of the code. So specifically stuff we were looking for in this is you can seed for the bundles. Those are just tied to the seed that you're on. If you mark remix bundles, you put in the seed and select legacy randomization or non-legacy, whichever one you're looking for in this case. Those will always be consistent. The other things we're looking for is the traveling cart stock, which again, just tied to the day and the seed and which type of random you're using. So those are nice and orderly. I basically just started with those things of saying, hey, we typically in a crafts room run, like here's the bundles we want to do. And then given that we got those bundles, we're trying to find 5 hops for the cheapest price on the day we go out in summer, 5 purple mushrooms for the cheapest price the day we go out in fall, so we could just buy those 2. And then from there, getting kind of a short list together and just randomly poking around at like, all right, how does forage spawning look on any given day, like outside the farm for backups? Because like we saw in the summer day, you're hoping it's just all on the left side that's the quickest, so you don't have to go to like multiple maps. But on this one, it's kind of nice to know like, hey, there's a grape somewhere in the backwoods. There's the spiceberry somewhere. We eventually found it in the forest.
So I am now cutting down trees to get the rest of these tree seeds, because they were RNG in the trees, and like the amount of trees, like seeds and things that drop is also technically seeded, so we could memorize the entire map and say, oh, if a tree spawns on this tile, it's guaranteed to drop these tree seeds, and then we can like go from there. I personally don't want to memorize that much, so I'm just going.
Yeah, and it'd have to be, I think, that you'd like try to memorize the locations. And on Legacy Random, I do think it has like a slight pattern to it. But definitely it's not a thing you'd want to like try and spend time manipulating for earlier on in the run of like, hey, I know if I've got a fully grown oak tree at this spot, it'll drop 2 acorns. A thing you could do, and people in like challenge runs do actually set that up. But in a run this short, we don't have that kind of time.
So I need 1 more of each. So hopefully each of these trees will drop me 1. There we go. You can tell the fall, like looking around in fall for these is really nice, because the trees are just like very much different. The hardest season, I think, to tell the difference is what am I? No, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm like, I feel like I'm missing something, but I'm not. Jump scared by the wild plum.
Yeah.
Every time.
Right as you enter the bus stop, it's there, looking, waiting.
So yeah, those things that are off the farm basically are always, like these are always consistent, which is like the seeded element that we can rely on, and then we have the RNG like fun rolls. That we get to do otherwise. We also can potentially, from chopping down those trees, get a hazelnut. I did not, so I have to route up here to go find a little hazelnut. And what's nice about like Zachary finding the seed, and I guess I don't know, I've not asked you, but like in 1.5 there was 1 seed in the entire seed space that worked for the 1.5 route. So there was, or I guess there was a second one, but it was really awkward and not really tenable. I tried it. I ran it a lot trying to see if I could get it to work. But generally, are there potentially other seeds that follow the same pattern available to us?
There was at least one that was like dead on. You could run it almost identically to this one, like down to the same green rain day, I want to even say. I'm trying to pull up, like I had a short list, trying to see if I can find that on my end real quick, but there's like a small handful that were potential. I think I even messaged you the one, 1.6 legacy randomization has a fun thing with overnight events that sometimes you'll get haunted by one, and I don't remember what it was. It might have been owls.
Oh, meteors.
There was one of the seeds, meteors. Yeah, I popped it open and immediately I got a meteor pretty quickly, and then got a second one like whatever it is, a week and a half later. And that'll happen on some seeds in 1.6 on Legacy Random, where you truly just get haunted by meteors for like the whole year, and that would have been a real bad time. So that one got ruled out pretty quickly. But there was like a short list of ones to pick from that at least had the right bundles and right traveling cart stuff.
So yeah, I sold those seed bundles that we got for completing the spring, summer, and fall crops, and we can see that I have 4,261 gold. And again, we need 3,750 total for these purple mushrooms we're going to buy from Cartney, or the Weekend Wagon Lady, or whatever you want to call her. There is a mysterious vendor who appears on Fridays and Sundays. We saw her earlier, and we're visiting her again. Now...
Is Cartney a dev name? Or is it just a community name?
It is a community name. She does not have... I think she's just the traveling merchant.
I like Cartney.
I like Cartney too.
I also do have to relay from chat, but have they considered Haunted by Meteors is funny?
It is funny. It is so funny. I
saw Haunted by Meteors opening up for Wolfpack on their last national tour.
I'm just saying, like, maybe make it an incentive in a race. You can pay to make somebody haunted by meteors if you don't need enough charity.
All right, we have an incentive idea for this submission that we're doing.
Yeah, get haunted.
Get haunted. So I am now picking up all these seeds, and I have exactly 4 inventory slots open to pick up the 4 winter forage items that we need. Luckily, this is seeded, so I know if I hit right there, I'm going to get that, which is lovely. And then, so you actually, there's like little worms in the ground. You can just hit anywhere. And sometimes they pop up.
Yeah, there's yams in the ground everywhere.
There's just yams.
They sell for a lot of money, too.
Yeah, yams sell for 100, and winter root, I believe, sells for 70. It's a quick way to get rich fast. These are usually what you hit up to find things, but they are just randomly also in the ground as well. So yeah, as soon as I donate these, and then there will be a little message from the Junimos, and it will flash white, that'll be it in time, actually. So let me do this last bit of menuing. I'm holding shift down to automatically throw that in there.
Oh, look at all of them.
And so, yeah, we are the Junimos, keepers of the forest, and time.
GG.
Thank you all. Thank you so much for having me on this thing as we like play out these cutscenes right now. Again, I guess Zachary, do you want to tell people where they can find you, and then I'll do my spiel?
Yeah, I guess I can do that. You can find me on the Twitch at Zachary20XX. Yeah, I do a lot of Stardew stuff like this. Been on a real seeded run kick lately, actually. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I've been theValiantSun. You can find me on twitch.tv/theValiantSun. I am on a Metroidvania kick lately, but I am back on the seeded bundles grind because I do want to try to compete for the time against Zachary for this. Thank you so much for letting me use your seed. And to everybody watching, you're valid, you're trans enough, you, like, everything that you do, just be authentic to yourself because you is the coolest person that you can be.
Thank you so much for that. Yeah, let's trans rights in chat, please and thank you.
Real quick, yeah.
just real quick. Thank you so much, Jess and Zachary. I wish you luck in your future submissions, and we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back from the break, we are going to be starting our engines as we move into our little mini racing block. So don't go anywhere.